All right. Good afternoon, Doc J-Lo.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to those watching in the replay or watching in the live stream today. We're wrapping up our discussions on pillars of health. So this is a summary of all the weeks of discussions on pillars of health, and then Doc J-Lo will discuss. Uh, Doc J-Lo will
Sorry about
discuss
that.
uh, uh, Doc J-Lo will discuss the misconceptions of weight management, and then we'll open also for Q&A. If you have any health questions or clarifications during the last past streams, so Doc JLo will answer them throughout this live stream. So if you have comments, please put them in the comment section below in the YouTube or Facebook stream, and we'll be happy to answer them during the show. So good afternoon, Doc JLo.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. How are
Okay.
you?
Yes, good, good. We have Rache joining us for for this afternoon, and maybe we can go ahead with your short presentation, then we do Q&A. All right.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, so our discussion for this afternoon would be on the 5 pillars of health that we use at our office. So basically, before that, we practice is what we call conventional, biological, holistic, or integrative medicine. Basically, it's treating the underlying causes of illness rather than just treating the symptoms of illness. So it's not like a band-aid solution, but basically what we're doing is trying to address the possible cause or causes of illness. And when you do that, symptoms actually do get better. So we do have 5 pillars of health, and these include the following. First is early detection or diagnosis.
Mm.
Second is detoxification. Third is repair. Fourth is rejuvenation. And finally, the last one is maintenance or basically sustain. So we have to go through everything, beginning with the first pillar, which is diagnosis. So before anything, we need to check what's going on with the client, and we could do this through different ways. Aside from a history and physical, we may do lab tests, and these lab tests may include your regular blood tests, but we may also do functional testing. So I'm glad that these are all available locally now. Previously, we had to send everything to the States to do this functional test. But again, fortunately, they're available locally. This
Okay.
is just from what we call from functional medicine, basically. So with functional medicine, we're treating the underlying cause or causes of illness. If you look at those things above the ground, so these are the leaves and the branches. So they're basically subdivided into specialties. So in conventional medicine, you're treating the signs and symptoms of illness. That's where you look at the branch here, the main branch. But with a functional or biological holistic medicine, you're actually looking at the root causes of illness. And that may involve the following. First off, as you have to look into functions like assimilation, and that would involve digestion, absorption, and your microbiomes, as well as respiration. Then there's defense and repair, and that involves the immune system. Then there's energy, so that would include mitochondrial function and energy regulation. Then there's biotransformation and elimination. Under that would be toxicity and detoxification. Then
Mm-hmm.
there's communication, and that would involve your hormones or the endocrine system, the
Mm-hmm.
neurotransmitters, which are the substances through which our nerve cells communicate. And then there are immune messengers called cytokines, as well as cognition.
So we'll wait for Doc J-Lo to...
Naputol.
Oo, nawala si Doc. Sandali.
So, ano bang misconception mo ng weight?
Um, misconception ng weight. Yun nga, I think kung paano ba talaga pumayat, di ba? Ikaw, paano ka papayat? Paano? Kasi minsan, you know,
Pagutom.
yun nga, minsan nagpapagutom tayo, di ba? Pero hindi ka naman pumapayat. Ganyan.
Siyempre, nag-binge, ano ka na.
Oo. And so, since right now, medyo, sandali i-ano muna natin si Doc. Paano? Please login. Baka hindi niya alam na naputol siya. So we're just asking Doc J-Lo to go back. We're discussing pillars of health, and these are actually the principles and the things that Doc Joel Lopez really follow, no? Parang in and because recently we're really interested on improving our health. Not only just not, 'di ba? Hindi lang naman yung losing weight, but really more of how do you boost your immune system, how do you remove toxins.
Sabi nga ni Doc, 'di ba? It's you detoxify, you analyze first, then detoxify, then you repair, rejuvenate, and maintenance. So sustainability. So it's not just papayat ka ngayon, tataba ka na naman.
Pero meron yung, for example, yung diagnosis niya. Gusto ko nga tanongin ano ba usually? Kasi meron siya mga hormone test. Parang iba rin yung mindset niya on how to approach. Which is actually aligned with what we want to do. So recently also we were on a 28-day Yoli Better Body System transformation. So we wanted to understand also why it's so effective and how do you maintain it moving forward.
Long term.
Ano nangyari sa kanya? So I'm Anton and Rache Diaz. We run Our Awesome Planet and we're just waiting for Doc J-Lo to dial in. Buti na lang nandirito ka.
Adi magsalta ka mag-isa.
Ganda na daw ito. Bigay ba yan ng sister mo?
Bagong luma.
Galing. Tayo
Bagong ayun. Kulit. Maikli.
Wala si Doc J-Lo. Sabi niya kay Ditto. Number. Nako, nawala.
Baka kasi ano eh.
Napu. All right.
I'm sorry I lost you there. I've been reading all this stuff and so where were we?
Sa simula pa lang.
Yung tree, yung parang puno.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, so
So pa-zoom in na lang, and share it,
hold on. Yeah. Application. There you go.
All right.
I'm sorry. So we were at the tree, right?
Yes, yung root causes, the root causes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so with biological integrative medicine or functional medicine, we're treating not only the signs and symptoms of illness, but also the underlying cause or causes of illness. So these are subdivided into assimilation. There's defense and repair. Third is energy. Fourth is communication. Then there's transport and structural integrity. So we need to address all these underlying issues so that we'll be able to really provide optimal results for our clients.
Okay.
So there are different ways to come up with a diagnosis. So aside from your regular history and physical, we also may do things or tests. And these tests may include the following. So aside from your history and physical, which I mentioned earlier, we may do labs. So these labs can be done through different
Laboratory.
laboratories. They could include, let's say, your CBC chemistry, but also functional testing, which may include the use of hair samples, saliva, or even stool samples. Then in-house, we could also do certain labs, and these include what we call BCA, or body composition analysis. This is really important when a person undergoes a weight management program, because sometimes during the process of weight loss, a person may also lose muscle mass. So it's really important to check your body composition before embarking on a weight management program. Biomedipulse, that would actually check for your circulation. So it's a
Blood
non-invasive way. It's actually a machine, and it's basically non-invasive, and it would tell us how your circulation is. The bio EAV, or this one has to do with your energy. It's electroacupuncture according to Vol, or Dr. Vol. So this would tell us how your meridians or energy system is functioning. The biomed scan would tell us what your biological age is. OG scan or oligo scan would tell us if there's heavy metal toxicity or if there are any mineral deficiencies. And finally, the biomammo is an alternative to your mammogram.
Bakit anong pagkakaiba, Doc?
Yeah, this one is based on infrared technology. So there's no radiation or trauma to the breast involved, unlike with your mammogram.
Okay.
Yeah, so some women prefer this because, again, it's not traumatic. Because I talked to some patients who actually don't want to do the mammograms because of the squeezing that they do to the breast, and then couple that with the ionizing radiation. So some holistic doctors don't recommend this anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
those are
meaning you can do that in your clinic, Doc, di ba? Lahat to.
yeah, these are available at our clinic in Centuria, Makati.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. Mhm. So the next step would be detoxification. So before putting a client on a program, we want to make sure to detoxify them first, because sometimes detoxification alone would actually resolve a lot of a person's signs and symptoms. So it's either home-based or it could be done at the office. So home-based detoxification includes what we call medical foods. So these are nutraceuticals that companies make. So instead of taking capsules or tablets, they could just take like a powdered form of supplement, and that would take care of everything that they would need. So aside from this, they could also undergo medically supervised fasting programs. There's also something we call homeopathic detox kits, as well as enemas. So all these could be done at home. At the office, we also offer colon hydrotherapy or colonics. Have you guys been to the farm in San Benito?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, so that's something that we offer at the office too. We have a colonics machine.
Okay, you can do that in Makati. You
Yeah,
don't
we
need
can
to.
do that in Makati. Yeah, we
Okay.
also have lymphatic drainage. We have different forms of intravenous nutritional therapies, including chelation, Meyer's cocktail, as well as Plaquex. So we have like over 25 kinds of types of vitamin drips or nutritional drips. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then we have what we call infrared sauna for detoxification. We also have plaquex therapy, which is one way to improve a person's circulation.
Ano yan, Doc? Yung mga detox na yun, is that one time or parang over a period of time?
Yeah, it's usually a series of treatments because sometimes one treatment alone won't be enough to get rid of a person's toxins. So yeah,
Okay.
so the third pillar is what we call repair. So with repair, let me find that slide quickly. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the different forms of detox that we do. So this is lymphatic drainage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a more subtle form of massage because with lymphatic drainage, you make sure that you don't press on different points like too much because the pressure would actually suppress the detoxification. This is a colon hydrotherapy. So it's done with therapist. She would massage your belly while infusing filtered water and then release the water with all the toxins in it. This is IV, different forms of IV therapies that would include the chelation for heavy metal toxicity, Myers cocktail, which is basically a vitamin, mineral, amino acid drip. And then there's infrared phototherapy. Basically, you sweat out your toxins through this form of sauna.
Nice.
Okay, so the third pillar is called the repair. So this protocol is implemented to help enhance the body's natural defenses and healing capacity for long-lasting wellness. So there are different modalities that we use for repair. This includes ozone, HBOT or hyperbaric oxygen therapy. BHRT is bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. There's hyperthermia, sleep distress induction therapy, biomagnetic field therapy, and cancer or tumor prevention vaccine. We have most of these available at the office. Some of them would require travel to different clinics that we're affiliated with in Europe as well as in Malaysia.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Doc, meron din sa, like, Nurture Spa, di ba, sa Tagaytay,
Nurture
nagaganyan.
Wellness.
Yeah, nature. Yeah, I think they do offer some of these as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah.
Okay. Ano yung ozone therapy? Oh nga, what is?
Yeah, ozone therapy has been around for a long time. Basically, this is something that they use for toxicities as well as infectious conditions. It's popular, especially among patients who have Lyme disease, but they've also been using this for different type of viral infections, including COVID. But it's been used mostly in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah. So the last, the fourth type of the fourth pillar is actually called regenerate. That's when we use basically cell therapies in the form of peptides or actual cell therapy, whether it's frozen or live cell. And finally, the last pillar would be maintenance. So a person may have to go through those four pillars again, like after a year or so. So parang maintenance nila yun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so Doc, walang mga medicine dito, no? Or
Yeah, we would use medications as a last resort, or if there's something acute going on. Like for instance, if a person has really high blood pressure, we may recommend prescription drug for that. However, for maintenance, we would really have to find out the underlying causes, because again, medications long term may cause more side effects long term.
Okay.
So as much as possible, we try to find out the underlying causes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Next.
yeah. So right now, I guess what we could discuss is about misconceptions with weight management.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, nandito yung mga pamangkin ko. So,
Okay lang yan. Okay lang yan, Doc.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah. What we could discuss is, oh, maybe you could just ask me questions regarding misconceptions about weight management.
Oo. Yes.
Yeah, we could do that na lang.
Oo. Maybe what are the most common ones ba, Docs? Kasi for example, yung sandali So, for example, intermittent fasting. Kasi
Yeah.
minsan some people will just fast para pumayat pero minsan hindi pumapayat. So,
Mhm.
what's the real deal with fasting and losing weight?
Yeah, with weight management, again, some people may just go for a fast, and some people may get results, but others may not. Because there's a lot of factors that could contribute to weight or excess body fat. So it's not just about the intake of food that could contribute to that. Sometimes inactivity could also lead to weight gain. But aside from these common causes, it could also be a hormonal issue because some people they could try all the different diets in the world but still don't lose weight. Yeah, that's quite common. And that's why they end up seeing us. Sometimes it could be a hormonal issue, especially if a
Mhm.
person's thyroid is sluggish. So if a
Oo. How would you
person,
know?
thy-
How would you know,
yeah,
Doc?
you would know that basically through blood testing. So
Mm.
usually most doctors do a screening test using TSH, which is a pituitary hormone. However, the range of normal for TSH is so wide that a lot of people may not be properly diagnosed. So it's important to check the actual thyroid hormone as well. And that may include testing for free T3 and free T4. So that would tell us if there's some uh, if their thyroid is sluggish. Because sometimes it could fall within the normal range, pero they still have thyroid issues. So talaga our approach is individualized. It's more personalized. We have to consider a lot of things. And sometimes if the blood tests all come back normal, we also have to look at the person's temperature because
Mhm.
there's a condition called Wilson syndrome. This is a condition in which a person has all the symptoms of low thyroid. So they have constipation, they have weight gain, they have sluggishness. However, if
Mhm.
they do the blood test, puro normal lahat. Then if
Oo.
you check your temperatures, medyo mababa siya. So there's a functional thyroid issue. So these are people who would benefit from correcting the thyroid and basing their improvement again on the clinical symptoms, like if they're losing weight, if their temperature goes back to normal. So that would tell me that their thyroid is actually improving.
Okay. So would you recommend intermittent fasting or
Yeah, I do recommend intermittent fasting. However, it also I mean what you eat is still important because some people may undergo intermittent fasting, but they eat a lot of junk food during those
Tama.
times. Yeah, so importante
depends?
pa rin yung the
Qual-
type of food that you eat.
And then sige, we'll ask you lang doc yung mga common diets then. Like keto diets. Do you think that's effective in losing weight? Because I know there's a lot of people who follow that also.
Yeah, the thing with keto is there's something called dirty keto. So these are people who eat a lot of meat, but type of meat that they eat are like yung mga crispy pata, yung mga yung mga deep fried. So
Oo.
yeah, they may
Pagme,
lose weight, but it may cause a lot of inflammation in their body. So importante pa rin yung how you cook your food.
Okay.
oh,
So
Yeah,
okay lang
so
yung ito, but it needs to be clean? Or how do you properly
yeah,
do
baked
yeah,
chicken, mga ganyan, no? I
yeah,
guess.
importante yung the way we cook our food. So yung traditional way of cooking, like kunyari, if we eat meat, yung mga nilaga, tinola, sinigang, those are better than frying your foods.
Hainanese chicken, di ba?
Yeah,
Steam, roasted, grill, wag yung
yes,
fried.
exactly. Rather
Okay.
than deep frying your food.
Okay.
So,
That's good. So, Doc, the movie Game Changer was very popular on plant-based
mhm.
diet. What do you think about plant-based diet in relation to losing weight or even on an ongoing maintenance basis?
Yeah, I think you still have to individualize your recommendation. Kasi,
Mhm.
like for instance, people who have a blood type O, they don't do well on a vegan diet. So this
Mm,
Type A ang vegan,
type
di ba?
O, yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah. So pag type O, kailangan nila ng meat. So if
okay.
they do go on a vegan diet, everything starts to basically they everything begins to sag. So they look haggard when they
Mm,
lose weight. So these are people who would actually need to eat meat. So again, it has to be individualized yung recommendation kasi we have a tendency as a culture to follow yung mga trends.
mga fad,
Kunyari,
oh.
yeah, kunyari mauso ang vegan diet. Everybody goes on a vegan diet. But
mm,
even in Chinese medicine, they have this seasons. So like for instance, pag summer, it's okay to go on a vegan diet. But during winter, if you go on a vegan diet, you may have problems with your this yin yang.
Oh, kasi
So
malamig eh. Di ba?
yeah,
Pag
exactly.
vegetarian, malamig yung gulay eh. So,
Yeah,
mm.
tama. So it's all about balance. It's all about
Okay.
balance and individualization or personalization of your yeah, yeah.
How about, Doc, yung other type blood? Like type A, AB, B, anong,
may book ako niyan.
are there specific things on diet na okay sa kanila o wala naman?
Yeah, actually, there's a book. Maybe that's the one you have by Dr. Diamo. Eat right
Mhm,
for your type. Yeah,
mhm.
so there are
Okay.
there are 4 different types of blood groups. However, under that, may mga ano pa, subtypes.
May
So
sub.
if you really want to be more personalized, you might want to try a food diary.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if you can't do that, there are tests available nowadays called food intolerance tests. If you
Oh,
really
ano
want
nga
to be
yan?
more
Oo.
scientific about it.
Oo, meron nga kami yan, food intolerance test, Doc, pero hindi namin masyado naintindihan. Can you explain that, when you're intolerant to food, what does it actually mean?
Yeah, so there are different ways. Well, there's intolerance, there's allergies. With
Okay.
allergies, you may develop symptoms like immediately after you eat the food. With
Mhm.
sensitivities or intolerances, it's a different type of antibody. It's a different type of antibody. So some people may develop symptoms 4 days to a week later. And sometimes the symptoms are very subtle. And that may
Mm,
include weight gain. So
mm,
when a person has some issues with weight, we may also recommend a food intolerance test because most commonly they may be sensitive to wheat or dairy products. And sometimes elimination of this wheat and dairy would actually help people lose weight. So those are the most common allergens.
So, Doc, if hanapin ko yung ano namin, yung results, applicable, parang pwede pa siya ma-apply ngayon, even if it was maybe 5 years ago?
Possibly, if you didn't do anything at that time, then you may still have sensitivities to those. And if a
Mm.
person has, it's not enough just avoiding those foods. It's really important to repair the gut, because
Okay.
that's what causes the intolerances or sensitivities in the first place. So, besides following a food rotation diet or a food elimination diet, it's important to repair the gut using different nutrients such as yung mga digestive enzymes,
Mhm.
probiotics, and an amino acid called L-glutamine. This one would help repair the intestinal lining.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Doc,
those are among the nutrients that a person has to incorporate if they
Digestive.
follow their food intolerance test.
okay. May tanong si dito.
Wala siyang libro eh. So, I'm B+, sabi ni dito. Can I go completely plant-based?
Again, the general recommendation is to uh, eat more of a plant-based diet for general health. Yeah, and this is also based on the China study. So
Mm.
those who follow more of a plant-based diet actually are able to avoid the chronic diseases of aging or chronic degenerative diseases. But again, there are those who may require meat products. Those who go on a vegan diet end up having deficiencies in B12. In
Mm.
B12, but you may actually get it from plant sources like spirulina, for instance.
Mhm.
Yeah, the problem is if you have too much spirulina, though, it could cause like some elevation in uric acid. So it's all about balance.
Balance.
Everything is
Moderation.
about balance, moderation. Yeah, that's the
So,
key.
Doc, yung gut health, and I know you've discussed this also before. If you
Mhm.
fix gut health, talagang you lose weight, or is there a connection
It
between the two?
contributes, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely, if you take care of your gut, it would actually improve your metabolism.
And
Yeah, 'cause, one thing that we do when we cook our food is that we destroy the enzymes.
mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we destroy the enzymes, we're not able to metabolize our food. They've done studies comparing, but this is not a human study; it's a pig study actually. um, they had one group eat balik puro cooked foods, and the one
Okay.
had raw foods. So the one that had raw foods were more lean.
Of
They were
course.
more lean compared to the other group that had more of cooked foods. Yung walang enzymes, they just kept on gaining body fat. Yeah.
Mm,
So
mm,
yeah, the type of foods that you eat are also important. So raw foods better than cooked foods in general. But there
In
are some
general.
foods that you have to cook eh.
Cook, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomato
Yeah.
ba yun? Meron eh. Parang it's
Um,
better the cook than the raw.
Yeah,
Meron yun.
actually, those are the cruciferous vegetables. So yung mga broccoli, cauliflower, kale, better have them lightly steamed than eating them raw. Yeah, because if you eat them raw, it would actually affect your thyroid as well. It would affect your thyroid negatively.
May kale powder tayo.
yung kale, Doc? Ganon?
Yeah,
Paano
better eating
kaya
them
yung kale,
lightly.
may kale powder.
Kale
So,
powder. Um,
depende siguro.
Good question. Pero in general, the cruciferous vegetables are better eaten lightly steamed or cooked
Mm,
compared to eating them raw. Kasi sa States also yung eating them raw eh. Not
oo.
knowing that it actually suppress the thyroid.
Okay.
How would
Yeah.
you know if you have a problem with thyroid now?
Yung TSH.
Yeah,
Yun,
through the
I
blood
mean,
test.
physically, hindi mo mararamdaman.
Pag pumapayat,
Um, Madami kasing symptoms of low thyroid eh. Besides
Mm.
weight gain, pwedeng sluggishness, pwedeng constipation, pwedeng cold intolerance. People who feel cold even during the summer, they wear jackets kahit mainit sa labas. Those people have a tendency to have thyroid issues.
Oo.
Yeah.
Tapos, okay, next question. So we underwent this 28-day Yoli Better Body System. Why
Yeah.
is that effective in losing weight?
Yeah, because it basically treats the underlying issues. Like, for instance, there's a part in it that involves detoxification. So
Okay.
when the detoxification process is more seamless, it's more if um, your body's capacity to lose weight is more efficient.
Mm,
Yeah, because
okay.
it's not only a detox program. Um, there's also some products there that has some thermogenic properties. Then, of course,
Okay.
they also emphasize the modified carbohydrate diet while you're
Oh,
on the program. So it's not like just addressing one issue. It's more
mm.
of a holistic approach to weight management.
And doc, kung if you go ba on a weight management system, does it always start with a detox?
Yeah, ideally, it should start with the detox.
Ideally. Okay.
Yeah.
Um
But
and
that's
then
part of the Yoli program.
mm,
Detoxification is part of the system.
yes. What's a healthy parang if you lose weight, is it okay ba na drastic yung lose mo ng weight or what's a healthy pounds na mawawala sa'yo?
Yeah, actually, health is again depends on a lot of factors, but in a weight management program, probably 1 to 2 pounds per week would be healthy. Some people may lose more, but it's oftentimes water weight initially. So, because sometimes you hear about people losing 10 pounds during the first week, but it may just be water weight. They may not be losing fat initially.
Okay. And typically, doc, when you go on a weight program, how do you like in your office or in your model, how do
Yeah.
you start it?
Yeah, so first off, we do the body composition analysis just to make sure that we know your baseline body fat percentage and your muscle mass. Because
Uh,
sometimes if you're on a weight loss program, some people may lose muscle mass as well. Yeah,
mm,
they may not be eating enough protein because they
Mhm.
may be cutting back on everything. But it's
oo.
really important to make sure that you're getting enough calories. Sometimes we also include something called the basal metabolic rate when we check your body composition, because there's a minimum amount of calories that you need to eat per day. So
Oo.
if you eat less than that, your body would think that you're starving. So instead of losing weight, your body would hold on to the weight. So
Mm,
important to know your basal metabolic rates. Like for instance, ang BMR mo is 1,200 calories. So if you
okay.
eat less than that per day, your body would think, oh, I'm starving. I need to hold on to the weight. You won't burn fat.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you eat less than your caloric
Right.
needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is the hormonal imbalance a factor in losing weight? So like for example, magme-menopause or you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Yeah,
what's the impact?
definitely. Yeah, hormonal imbalance affects our weight too. Like for instance, I mentioned about the thyroid already, but when your adrenals are also out of whack, it could also lead to weight gain. Then with hormonal imbalance that we see in women who are undergoing peri or menopause, when they have decline in progesterone, that would also lead to weight gain because progesterone is a natural diuretic. So pag wala ng progesterone ang babae, they tend to retain the water, and that would contribute to the weight gain. So it's
Mm,
really important to balance your a women's hormones when they're undergoing menopause. Because most women who go into menopause, that's when they tend to gain weight or body fat.
mm.
Matagal pa ako.
Yeah. Yeah, and guys naman, if kasi as we tend to age, the testosterone goes down and estrogen tends to go up, especially if we have excess body fat. So hormonal imbalance could also contribute to the weight gain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's good. I think yung I think isa ang realization ko nga throughout our discussions on health, yung gut health minsan yun talaga yung nane-neglect, 'di ba?
Yeah.
And you said before na the way to do that is fermented foods, tama? And
Hmm.
then the manner of cooking of the food,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
um and then you have supplements, tama, probiotic
Mhm.
supplements. You do
Yeah.
that also in the clinic, right?
Yeah, we do all those.
Ano yan, probiotic IV, parang
I
directly.
know probiotics given orally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it
Orally.
also could be given as a water retention enema. So minsan after, well, we do this mostly at the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You do you go to the farm, din ba? You're part of the farm.
Yeah, I was a consultant there previously.
Okay, kaya pala. Okay,
Yeah.
parang pareho nga yung pareho yung parang mindset, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Of how they operate.
Yeah,
Um, and the farm is operational now, correct?
I believe so. Yes.
Uh, where can people get in touch with you? Do you do teleconsult, or do they have to go to Centuria? Sorry.
Yeah.
Or what are the ways to contact you, Doc?
Yeah, the best way to reach me is by checking my website at jlopezmd.com. We
Mhm.
do personal consults as well as online consultations.
Okay.
Yeah.
And siguro just to wrap up this discussion, as matagal-tagal rin yung mga discussion natin on the health, maybe just last lang on COVID and health,
Mhm.
and what are the things we need to consider in terms of weight, also yung mga weight risk, etc.
Mhm. Yeah, so basically, to wrap things up, what we need to do is really take care of our nutritional needs, because that would influence our immune system short term and long term. So it's best to eat well, considering the sources of our food, and also take supplements, because at this point in time, it's not enough just to rely on our foods to get all the nutrients that we need. And if we do supplement, make sure that we get pharmaceutical grade supplements, because again, there are a lot of supplements available out there, but not all of them has all the right nutrients that we need.
Mm-mm. All right. Thank you. Maybe, Doc, our next series, can we have our next series focus on, let's say, diseases, how to
Yeah,
prevent them,
definitely. Yeah, we can
uh,
do that.
parang diabetes or
Sigo.
whatever. 'Di ba? Parang
Okay.
how to address them based on the your functional methodology as well.
Okay. Yeah,
All
we can.
all right. Can we have a photo before we close? One, two, one more. Wala si Ray, sayang, sandali. Okay, one, two. All right. Let me see. Wait, may last question. May
Yeah.
humabol. Si Robbie. Robbie. Okay. Robbie said, "Hi Doc. I did the 28-day detox lifestyle modification kit from Yoli, and it seems like your pillars are aligned with a better body system journey. Soon as this quarantine is lifted, I would like to see you at your clinic. Thank you for tackling this topic. Learned so much today."
Thank
Wala
you.
pala.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie, and thank you so much for everybody who's watching the entire series with Doc Tuesday with Dr. JLo, with Joel Lopez MD, and maybe the next season, next series would focus on diseases, and
Mhm.
maybe we'll start with diabetes next week.
Yeah,
All
yeah, we
right.
can do that.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Doc. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Anton. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.